Alright everybody, we've made it to the final stage of 2022 Daytona 500 Stage 5. So, maybe forever. Good luck. Right, thanks for the word of confidence there, Chip. Alright, so final stage, we got 5 goals to complete. And we'll be starting off with drafting challenge. It's kind of funny because you can either draft behind or you can draft in front. So drafting in front and having an opponent behind you is going to be, I think, easier because you just need to let that happen for 10 seconds. And, I mean, the cars pretty much drive in a straight line, right? So they pretty much get behind you, you have a good pace. So that's not going to be too big of a challenge here. And so there we go, 1, 2, and then counter is gonna go up. So we just have to make sure we get up to, we already got 10 seconds of drafting goal complete. So now we just need to climb up the ranks here, up to P2. A little bit of contact on the side, which is A-okay as long as you don't do that. T-boning, oh boy, that just killed my momentum. I mean, it could have been worse, but NASCAR events rely so heavily on your momentum. So even if it's losing the speed just a little bit, it wasn't too bad. It certainly could be much worse, but having essentially T-boning somebody, not recommended for these challenges because you need to get everything that you can get. Right, so now heading into the final lap. Now P1 and P2, they're kind of drafting off of each other, right? They're drafting partners. So down the straights, there's no chance I can catch up. But even though these, oval curves, we know we can go flat out, but the bots do coast a bit, which allows us this chance in this goal for me to actually make some grounds here and start drafting behind Kyle Busch. Alright, and this is gonna come down to the final bit, isn't it? Do I have enough to get ahead of Busch before? Yes, I do. Just enough. That was close. Talk about a nail biter. Boy. Barely getting in front of Kyle Busch for P2. That was required. And of course, that is because I made that mistake of having a bit of an accident earlier on in the race. So, but anyway, that race is behind us now. So, yeah, best lap time, 45 seconds and change. So, lap time wise, we're doing okay. We know we got a good pace, certainly better pace than the rest of the grid here. All right, so 1 goal down. Onto the goal 2. Now, this is a tricky challenge. So, lap under 50 seconds, not a big deal, as you've just seen my last event. But lapping 20 opponents, well, at my previous pace, that wasn't gonna happen. I was gonna be able to finish P1, but just no way I was gonna be able to lap 20 cars. So this is what you gotta what you gotta do. What I had to do, which is the old-fashioned bot training, and that is basically start the event, quit the event, and if you quit before the light turns green, your service bars will remain intact. So, and if you each time, if you look at the the lap time for, or the race time for the grid, you'll notice it is increasing by like maybe 1 second or so. It's not always consistent, but the trend is consistent, right? So the last one was 236, this one's 237.9, so it's almost 238. So we'll go through this couple of more times. So that was 238.896, and then let's throw that in one more time. We'll quit. And then let's see, do we get 240 yet? Yes, we got 240. So now let's give it a go. See what happens. All right. So part of the challenge is we only have, you know, like 3 laps to make all the moves that we need to make, right? And at the beginning, first of all, obviously, we gotta catch up to the leader and claim the lead, right? Which, yeah, with 3 laps, you'll catch up to the leader. But that isn't the only goal here. You gotta lap. Now, thankfully, with enough bot training, the cars to lap are not gonna be too far ahead of the P1, as you can see here. So I'm overtaking the lead and making my first lapping done before the end of the first lap. And yeah, so 1 down, 19 more to go, right? Yeah, you'll start to see them kind of in packs, right? So there was a pack of 3, and then another pack of 3 here. So it brings my count up to 7, so 13 more to go. We got 2 more laps to do it, so it's gonna be close, but doable. Up to 9. We get at least halfway before we finish this lap, heading into the final lap. Yes, we can. We're gonna start the final lap with 12 overtakes, or 12 lap cars. Now 13, so that is certainly more than halfway there. So the pace is good, assuming that everybody travels at the kind of constant pace. So, all right, we're doing, I think, you know, as long as we don't crash into anybody, we should be good. But with these NASCAR events, you never know. You know, I'll cross over and overtake the final car on the inside. Anyway, all right, so now we can let them pass, and yeah, you can even let them pit you if you know, want. That was not intentional, but I mean, you know, it was, the race was, or the challenge was over already. All right, so for that effort of 3 laps around Daytona Speedway, we'll pick up some 15,000 Motorsport dollars and carry on. All right, so yeah, some of these challenges do require us to do the sort of a bot training. You know, starting, quitting, starting, quitting. That doesn't always work. This event, it just happens to work in our favor, so not gonna complain about that one. Anyway, that does take us to the goal 3. Now this one is gonna be a 2-lap challenge, and we have to finish P4 with the average speed of 176.5 miles per hour, something like that, or 284 kph without overheating. So overheating part while maintaining the position is going to be the main difficulty with this challenge, because you know, you cannot just go flat out. So obviously tilt A control is not an option here. I know with the NASCAR events, tilt A is quite nice, but with the when you have to manage the engine temperature, that is a no-go. If you do have to coast, otherwise you will blow up your engine. Anyway, so we're catching the, having the P4 guy push me a bit, so I can essentially, get more speed with less of my own gas here. So, alright, so engine temperature is climbing. I'm like around the bends, I'm trying to let up a little bit more, because that's where the bots do slow down, right? Okay, that's dangerously close to the engine temperature maxing out here. Alright, so now I'm gonna, let's see. I got a feeling that I have more than one guy on my tail at this point, but because I am in P3 and we're required to have P4, we can let the other guy, the other Toyota, pass me by and still manage to get the job done here. P4. Alright, so that way I didn't have to fight both cars. If I fell back to P4 at the beginning of the race, then I'd had a harder time, obviously, fighting for my position. But anyway, alright, so with that goal and some redos of earlier challenges, I am maxed out for 250,000 daily motorsport earning cap. But that's alright, we are near the end of the event. The whole event, just 2 more goals to go, so we'll press on here. Alright, goal 4. And this is gonna be another drafting challenge, but we have to win this one. Alright, so... Alright, and the final PR requirement, 58.9, right? 8,000 meters. Yes. Or 8,749 yards. A weird set of numbers. Anyway, yeah, so this one, there is really no room for mistakes. You gotta catch up as fast as you can. The fact that we only have 2 laps kind of does, make it a little bit more challenging. So around the bends, we're going to try to get the most of the drafting in that we can from the P3, but we don't want to stay back there because we got to win this one. And we don't have that much race, that much distance to travel in this goal, so we gotta keep it moving. Alright, so now we're catching some draft behind Kyle. And I'll do the inside overtake and let Kyle push me. Alright. And then the remaining drafting we're gonna have to catch from the leader, Bell. And then after we get sufficient 8,000 meters, they call it, then we'll have to make our overtake, allow ourselves enough time to actually make the overtake. Because, that's the other thing. Overtaking with the NASCARs is a process. It's not something that you just kind of do quickly. I mean, lapping obviously is different, but it takes a bit of a track. You need time. So, you want to make sure, because at least at the pace that I've got going on my grid, in the straights, I cannot overtake it. It has to be around the bends, so which means it allows you a very small window of time to make your moves, right? So, and before that, obviously, you gotta get your drafting done, because if you're still drafting into the corners, then you're kind of blowing your chance of making your move to take over the lead, right? So, alright, so that's that. And then, that is 4 out of 5 goals done, though, which takes us to the very final goal. So just gotta win, right? And once again, there is a overheating that we have to prevent. All right, and this one is gonna be a 3-lap challenge. So overheating and 3 laps. Yeah, we're gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna make this super easy. How do we make sure that we don't get we still manage to keep the winning position while not like riding on the gas the whole time? Well, quite simple. Do one of these. There you go. All right. Do you still dare overtake me? There are 2 there coming together, which makes it a little bit trickier to hit. I mean, I just did it. Yeah, but that makes my engine temperature management quite a bit simpler, right? Because you don't have to worry about, you know, somebody constantly on your tail. So here, let's give it another go, and goodbye. Off to the wall you go. And then, alright, I mean, obviously, our pace is decent. We don't have to, but, come on. Hard to resist when they're presenting their tail right in front of me. I gotta give them a slap. I'm sorry. Alright, so now we got a sizable lead because those 3 that I pitted were really the only ones that were gonna give me any kind of, you know, run for the money. And then we'll, I was thinking pitting these cars that I'm lapping to create a bit of a blockade, make the cars behind me to have to maneuver through some obstacle course, but the way they're just like vacating the course, they're not staying on the track. So, okay, well, perhaps not nearly as effective of a method or strategy to hit the cars you're lapping, but, you know, you get hooked on it. At least we're not doing the, you know, like, auto massacre of like turning around and smashing every car in the grid and disabling them, which is a thing that we used to do. Like, we're talking like, gosh, would it be 2015, 2016, around that time when the NASCAR was first introduced to the game? We would have these overtaking challenges, the team overtaking challenges. What we would do, go to not Daytona, go to Richmond. You got like 40 car grid, right? And you smash every single one of them and they get disabled. So after you do like 20 laps, you'll rack up like, you know, like 200 overtakes or something absurd. Because each lap you go around, you're overtaking and those cars are disabled. They're not going anywhere, right? So you just have to be careful because those disabled cars sometimes get kind of possessed and they'll start to like go backwards and smash straight towards you. But anyway, nostalgia is strong here. Let's collect the final reward. Alright, so 2022 season, we got 3 cars in the current version. We'll see if they introduce any more. Of course, I raced with Toyota Camry, but there's Mustang and there's Camaro. I guess they just are showing us the base PR specs. Makes it easy to, I guess, choose amongst 3 cars, although it's a little confusing if you were not paying attention to which car you're racing. Anyway, FedEx Toyota TRD. There we go. Toyota Racing Development, right? TRD. Alright, so let's pick up the 2,000 victory points, which brings us to whatever the next tier reward is going to be, and the 100,000 Motorsport dollars reward. Let's pick that up. Recoup some of what we've spent. So we're back up to 1.3 million and change, and unlocks the 2022 season of NASCAR. Alright, so I knew you could do it. We could do it? Okay, well, enjoy the win. You earned it. Alright, so that is done for the first special event. That is the Daytona 500 2022 rendition. So thanks for tagging along for the ride. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and take care.